We have a lot of currency printing right now. A lot of inflation's about to happen and so much more with banker bailouts. Also, crypto and crypto banks. There is a concerted effort to bring down crypto banks, at least crypto-friendly banks. This is the way I see it. First, and much more than this, but first, please like and subscribe. Check us down below for our CT Club, where you get to see how we handled that last dip over the last couple of days. I was very calm, and we did buy the dip, and where a lot of people were giving us a lot of crap for that. Anyways, we weren't worried whatsoever, were we, Heidi?
Nope.
Okay, so Circle USDC stablecoin repegged to $1. Yay. For now, until the next bank that they partner up with goes under, this is a systemic risk that you have when you're involving stablecoins, okay? This isn't gonna go away, all right? Just letting you know, okay. Next up, we have for rate hikes, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, the rate hikes are gonna go way, 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 way up. Now the odds for a no rate hike is 38%. And for a 25% or 25 basis point rise, it is 61.3%. Wow, whatever happened to the 50 basis point rise? I guess it might be off the table now. Really interesting how these tables turn fast. This is the traditional financial world. Anything can happen with the Fed. It is a completely fake market, whatever, and you know this by now. Next up, we have Mark Cuban. So I was on a Twitter Live or Twitter Spaces, and Mark Cuban was speaking. He's like, hey, you know what? We do need to get a bailout, blah, blah, blah. This is really important, really important. I'm like, why are people listening to this guy? He's a traditional finance guy, and why does he want a bailout so bad? Oh, this is why. Reportedly, he had between $8 and $10 million in Silicon Valley Bank. Man. It's unbelievable how this all ties in together with what is happening with all these major people that are complaining, like Bill Ackman. Definitely had some skin in the game if Silicon Valley Bank went under as well. Okay, so next up, we have market completely took the 50 basis point rise off the table for the next FOMC meeting on March 22nd. So we are going to see a lot of volatility between then. We've just seen Bitcoin rise from around 19,000 yesterday or something to over $24,000 today. This is extreme volatility, but we all know why Bitcoin was created. It's created because the banker bailouts of 2008. It said that in its Genesis block, the very first block on Bitcoin said this is why we created Bitcoin. Okay. Next, we have Goldman Sachs saying they no longer expect the Fed to hike rates in March. Okay, who knows what is going to happen, but that is one of the reasons why the traditional stock market is up. Bond yields are smashing down. That is one thing that I need to talk about, guys. The bond market, the 10-year was at 4.1 last week, all right? I think near the beginning of last week. Now it's at like 3.5. This is something that nobody is talking about. Like very few people are talking about this. Do you know how the bond market goes from 410, which is, by the way, the debt market, goes from 410 to 350? It's because the Fed is buying up their own bonds. It's called debt monetization. They're literally buying their own debt. This is how they do it. And if you think, like, it's probably not that much money. Oh, the bond market is a ridiculous, huge entity. It's bigger than anything you could ever imagine, okay? Trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions. I sound like Trump saying that with billions, but this is trillions of dollars that had to be shoved, printed, put into the bond market to make it go down. They're buying up their own crap, essentially. Yes. That's what they do. It's called debt monetization. Check it out. UK was doing that. Japan was doing that. They made it very clear to the world that they were doing that months ago. Now you have Binance. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit all over the place. This is really important news. Why did this huge pump happen? Binance just said that they were going to buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, ETH, and Binance Coin, BNB. Wow, we saw some crazy rises. It was pretty amazing to watch it go from like the low 20s to over $24,000. I think that had probably something to do with that, along with the rate hikes kind of being off the table for now. Okay, so now you have the Federal Reserve Board announcing $25 billion that is funding to backstop banks. That's strange because there's like $17 trillion that they're going to have to backstop. But you know what? Pretty much what they also said on top of this, I don't even know why they said this, but on top of this, they said they're just going to simply backstop all the banks. So, wow, quantitative easing right there. This is a bank bailout. Whether Bill Ackman says this isn't a bank bailout, this is a bank bailout. They're literally saying, hey, listen, we got it covered. No skin in the game. We got it. You know, we're gonna backstop everything. We're gonna print as much currency as possible so that everyone can be safe and fine, right? For the creditors, okay? So, or anybody that deposits money into a bank is now completely safe, and they're probably not going to have to rely on the FDIC as much anymore, right? Because they only have 125 billion backstopping 9 trillion in deposits. Yep, they're going to print a lot of currency, guys. Okay, next up, U.S. Treasury officials say that this situation is not 2008 and firms are not being bailed out. Give me a break. If you don't get anything out of that, just think, they just said that we don't have anything to worry about. When have we heard that before? 2007, that's when we heard that. And guess what happened after that? The credit crisis, mortgage-backed securities just went yeah, and the rating agencies were being paid off so that they can go, oh, subprime loans are AAA ratings. Yes, it's all fake and bought and paid for. These are some of the people that crypto people are actually wanting to, bail them out and go, hey, we want them as regulators. These people are psycho in the crypto space that actually think that they're going to help out. Next up, you have Silvergate, Silicon Valley Bank, and Signature Bank. Now, these are a lot of the tech industry banks, right? Giving VC money for crypto companies and so on. Yes, there seems to be a coordinated effort to bring down these banks that are nice to crypto. Why would they want to bring down crypto? Why would all this stuff be happening all of a sudden just because of treasury bonds and a run on banks? Maybe not, because what's happening right now is that you are seeing the Federal Reserve and other central banks around the world wanting to implement their central bank digital currencies. So you have a problem, which is a bank run. Reaction, everybody's like freaking out. So the government's like, hold on. Oh, solution. We got you. It's a CBDC. We won't have any more bank runs. That's how they get you. I hope people are realizing that, because I was on a Twitter Spaces with Mario, I forgot his last name, very popular guy. Not one frickin' person in there was talking about a CBDC. Not one. These are some of the smartest guys in the world, and they're not even saying smartest guys in the world, and they're not even talking about a central bank digital currency. How have they missed the boat? Mario, bring me on. I'll set these guys straight for you. Imagine this. Not be able to take your money out of your bank when it's failing. Actually, you're probably not going to get any failed banks because it's completely backstopped by the Federal Reserve that has their CBDCs all over the place. Okay, first off, this is Matthew Graham. He says, the United States government just implicitly agreed to backstop more than $17 trillion. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here because there's surprisingly little discussion, yes, I agree, of the implications of the Fed put. Over $17 trillion. Yikes. Yikes. Do you know how much currency printing is going to happen? I've been saying this for years. Inflation's never going to stop, okay? That's it. Inflation is not going to stop, and especially now, if you haven't learned anything. Next up, we have JP Morgan had a massive unrealized loss of $47.9 billion. In comparison, Silicon Valley Bank is going under because of a $15 billion unrealized loss. Bailouts, this is what's going to happen. The Federal Reserve will never let JP Morgan go under, just letting you know. So as you can see, I'm very bullish on crypto. This is why Bitcoin was born. This is exactly why. And I think this is why that Bitcoin is up so much today, is because that people realize, crap, there's really only one place to go, because they're going to print the crap out of every single currency in the entire world, especially the US dollar, which is the US is the most indebted nation in the history of the world, and that is not stopping anytime soon. So anyways, that's all I have. Wish everyone luck. I have a lot more news coming up tomorrow. This is just like non-stop news. So hey, the videos are going to be a little bit longer, but it's jam-packed with important facts that you guys need to know. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.